What's up? What's up? This is your boy Sega. This is part one of What If Naruto was the reincarnation of Hagoromo, Hamura, Ashura, and Indra, Hashirama, Tobirama, Madara. And by the way, the Hokage order goes as follows. It was Hashirama, then Madara, and then Tobirama. And yeah, in this, but if Ren still dies, then Obito is still evil, but the acting Hokage at this time is still Hiruzen Sarutobi. I just want to get that out of the way. Because when I say the fifth Hokage is Minato Namikaze, just know that the fourth Hokage is Hiruzen Sarutobi. But back to the people Naruto is reincarnated as, though. This is a what if about Naruto being the reincarnations of the sages past Hagoromo and Hamura, Ina and Ashura, Madara, Hashirama, Madara, and Tobirama. In Superman, The Darkest Night, Emperor Joker, Gogeta fused with Vegito, the Grand Priest, the Omni King, Jiren, Anos, Ainz Algon from Overlord, fused Momoshiki, Kid Buu, Frieza, Darkseid, Doomsday. Darkseid, Doomsday, Brody. Come on, get down the fucking steps. Frieza, Darkseid, Doomsday, Brody, all the guys in DC and Marvel, the Shinigami, and all the gods of destruction, and all the angels from Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball franchise. And why not the reincarnation of Lelouch and C2 from Code Geass? Why not the reincarnations of Rimuru? Yeah, Rimuru, and who else? I don't want to do this, but I'm gonna also make Naruto the reincarnation of. I don't want to do this, but what the hell? He overpowered as fuck. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna make Naruto the reincarnation of my made up character, Omega, Crimson Omega, from my first what if that I'm doing. And by the way, that what if is still continuing. But I just need to figure out why the sound not working on part 3. But back to the what if. He's the reincarnations of all those people I just named. That I'm not gonna rename throughout this what if I can help it. Just when if just be reminded if I use the words reincarnates, that's the people who I'm talking about. Okay, back to the story though. So after the death of Hashirama, hold up. After the death of Hagoromo, the sages' paths, Hamura, Inara, and Ashura, Tobirama, Hashirama, and Madara, Superman. I know that's an omnipotent being, but he can also choose to be reincarnated while he's still alive. So can Emperor Joker, Vegito fused with Gogeta, the Grand Priest and the Omni King, Jiren, Anos, Ainz Algon, fused Momoshiki, and Kid Buu, Frieza, Darkseid, Doomsday, Brody, the gods of destruction from Dragon Ball are the angels, Crimson Omega, and all the guys out of DC and Marvel. Those are his reincarnations of Naruto. That was his reincarnations. That I'm only saying it twice. I'm only saying that twice. I'm not gonna name out the names of his reincarnations no more. So yeah, somewhere in the afterlife, let's just say Crimson Omega made all the dimensions. My created character. Let's just say, for the sake of arguing, Crimson Omega made everybody's universe, and then he summons them to his throne room or whatnot, and says, "I want all y'all heroes and villains to reincarnate in one vessel, and he's the child of prophecy, and I'm gonna also be in reincarnating or incarnating into him, because I'm gonna have reincarnations, and one of my reincarnations is gonna be there, like him. So yeah, there we go. But Naruto, since he's omnipotent, and Emperor Joker is omnipotent, and Darkest Night is omnipotent and shit. Even Zeno is omnipresent and omnipotent. He knows who they are. The guys the people who are omnipotent know who the person that Crimson Omega is talking about, which is Naruto. He knows the time he's gonna be born and all of that. So he says on October 10th, we are all gonna reincarnate into this earthling named Naruto. And hey, Hagoromo, Crimson Nova, Crimson Omega is gonna be like, hey, by the way, Vegito and Gogeta fused. He's gonna come out of his mother's room looking like you. But back to what I was talking about. We're gonna train him up until he's born. Okay, let's fast forward. That happened many years after Crimson Omega's fight with Mega Void and Pitch Black. I'm gonna explain that in the other part of my first Naruto What If. I just haven't figured out how I'm gonna kill off Mega Void in my story, so that's why it's currently it's on pause. That What If is on pause until I figure out how I'm gonna get Crimson Omega to handle that in my story. But yeah. And Naruto is also the reincarnation of Pitch Black, because in my story, Pitch Black was doing an undercover mission for his cousin Crimson Omega. So yeah, he's on the good side. So he's also Naruto's reincarnation. So there we go. And all the royal family members from my story is also Naruto's reincarnation. This man better be OP. But yeah, back to it though. They all agreed to reincarnate inside of Naruto, and let's fast forward to October, September, August. No, July. No, let's go to June. June. A couple months before Naruto was born, the month was June, and inside of his mother's womb, and inside of his mama in general, the Nine-Tailed Fox Kurama senses his father's ki, along with other Otsutsuki's ki. That other Otsutsuki ki being his fathers, his uncles, his two brothers, and Momoshiki. But he also sensed God, like other god like power, and that power is of course the DC gods and Marvel gods and the royal families from my story, and Crimson Nova's power, the supreme, the supreme, the ultimate supreme lord or whatnot. They while Naruto's in his mama's womb, chilling and training in his mind, Kurama somehow gets inside of Naruto's mindscape, meet his dad, and shit. His dad said this is a child of prophecy, and you may or may not be sealed inside of him. In in him. But then again, no. Naruto is gonna have the 13-winged phoenix, which is light and yin and yang. I named the phoenix in my story yin and yang and light for a reason. So the phoenix's name is gonna be light and yang, yin and yang and light, or simply put, light and yin and yang. Oh, well, I'm going to call the Phoenix Balance. Okay, Balance. It's going to be his name for now. Balance. Because he represents the balance between light and dark. So, yeah. They, like, Crimson, all the guys from every verse, even the Destroyer guys. Oh, yeah, and he's, like, all the Supreme Kais, too. As he got all the Supreme Kais as his reincarnations, too. So gods of creation and God all around gods created the I'm gonna call him Reaper. Yeah, the Reaper. Reaper. Yeah, the Reaper. The Reaper, the Phoenix, the 13-ring Phoenix, called, his name is Reaper. So yeah, Reaper, or this is gonna get sealed inside of him. Hagurama shows Kurama a baby 13-ring phoenix. We gonna seal this beast inside of him now. So they do that. They seal him and tell Kurama that, hey, you may or may not be sealed inside of him, but we can tell you this: he will one day be able to he gonna be able to one day have all y'all inside of him. But he's gonna one day get your brother Isabu and so him and be friend his power one day in the future or whatnot. Kurama's like, yay! And Kurama helps Naruto train in his Mindscape. By the way, in Naruto's Mindscape, time moves extremely faster than how it would move in the regular world. In the regular world, 1 second in Naruto's Mindscape, 1 second in the regular world, but in Naruto's Mindscape is an eon. So he's getting eons worth of training. So by the time he's born, he's like 20 years old. Spiritually, his soul is 20, but his body is a baby still. So let's fast forward to the night he's born. Naruto is born October the 10th. Right before the birth of Naruto and his 3 siblings, because Naruto is, Kushina is gonna have, Minato and Kushina is gonna have quadruplets, which is Naruto, Mima, and me too. With Naruto being the eldest, Naruto being the elder one, and Mima being the oldest, and me too being the youngest. But let me tell you something. This is a Naruto reincarnation and neglect story, but Mima and me too, Kushina Kushina, Minato, the fifth Hokage, Minato, Suzune, and Tsunade, and the fourth Hokage, Hiruzen, is gonna like Naruto. Well, I said Naruto. Naruto, Kushina, Minato, Shizune, and Tsunade, and the fourth Hokage, Hiruzen, Saber, Toby, and this what if is gonna like Naruto. So those people like Naruto. And some of the clan heads, and I'm gonna get into that later. But yeah, and some of the Umbu. All of the Umbu is gonna like him. And some of the clan heads is gonna like him. But back to the birth of Naruto. Naruto comes out of the womb. Oh, by the way, when I say he's Gogeta and Vegito fused, I mean prime Vegito and Gogeta fused. Vegito and Gogeta. Vegito and Gogeta. Gogeta and Vegito. Gogeta and Vegito fused. When I say they fused, I mean they prime selves after Super. If they continue the story after Super. I mean, Prime, Goku and Vegeta fused. Somehow they fused once as Vegito. Then somehow they fused themselves as Gogeta and took the Protara and enriched it to be permanent. So they got their God transformations from Super Saiyan God up to Ultra Instinct for Goku. And Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan God up to Evolution and the Destroyer Key for Vegeta. So yeah, super OP. But yeah, technically, I'm gonna say Goku and Vegeta are the angel and the god of destruction of Universe 7. Don't ask me how I killed them off, because I know how that goes in the anime, because the gods of destruction are linked with the Supreme Kai. I can't, I'm not getting into that. But back to the birth though. Naruto comes out. Let's say he's Lelouch and Sisu, and they both emo. Okay. He comes out with his eyes of the room. And Jiraiya is doing gate, making sure he's outside, protecting everything, making sure everything don't. And Orochimaru is not gonna be evil, but yes, he did talk to Lord Fourth. Lord Fourth was very specific on what not to do with forbidden jutsus with Orochimaru, because he saw in the early years of him going and trying to be immortal, and he said, "You do not want to be immortal, nigga. You do not. That will be boring. You won't never die." First of all, you be immortal and you be immortally bored, because you can't die and you're gonna long for death. And I know I said use ninjutsu, explore ninjutsu, and you be closer to your parents, but I didn't mean try to be immortal, nigga. No immortality. But he still has to sound village though. He's good, and he's not a rogue ninja, Orochimaru. But and putting that to the side, Orochimaru is outside helping Jiraiya guard the entrance to Minato and Kushina's childbirth and shit. So yeah, he's there. But anyway, Naruto is the first to come out. The doctors look at Naruto's eyes. Naruto is like 20 years old in his mindscape, and he can deactivate and activate the Tensei gun, the demonic eyes, and the code and Gias. And the heat, heat vision, the Tensei gun, the Rinnegan and the Tensei gun, the Rinnegan, the Sharingan, the Mingekyo Sharingan, the EMS, the MS, the Sharingan, the Bakyu, the Byukyu, the Byukyu, the Byukyu gun, and all of those jutsus he has. But he likes using the Rinnegan and the Tensegan, the Sharingan and the Byukyu gun, so he always like using them. So yeah, and the demonic eyes and the Gias. And by the way, he has the Lucius Gias. But he won't use it that much. But yeah, back to that. They notice he has very purple a purple eye with 10 tomoes in it. Well, he has a Renny Sharingan with 9 tomoes in it. Well, I'm gonna say 10 to make it more dramatic. 10 tomoes in it. The God Eye. No, it's a Renny. You need Omni. Omega. Hold on. Stargaze. His eyes are called the Stargaze. Renny Sharingan. And then Stargaze Omega Omni Renny Sharingan and Stargaze Omega Omni Tensegan. And I must explain the abilities of those eyes later. Because, yes, I'm going to put some Gias effects in it. Because the Gias is always activated and shit. So, he could choose whether or not to use it. But it's also in his eyes, and the demonic eyes, and the heat vision. I'm going to explain to you how that's going to work out. Okay. But he can deactivate the Rinnegan, the Stargaze, Omni Omega, Rinnegan, and the Renny Omega, Stargaze Omega, Omni Tensegan. And he can make it, digress them down, and make it the Omni Stargaze, Omni Omega Stargaze, Sharingan, and the same thing with the Byukyu gun. The Stargaze Omni Omega Byukyu gun. The thing about, but let me tell you this. His Sharingan is OP as fuck. He can, with 1 Tomoe, he can put you in the Tsukiyomi. With 2 Tomoes, well, no. With 1 Tomoe, yeah, he can put you in the Tsukiyomi. 2 Tomoes, no, with 1 Tomoe, he can use Amaterasu. 2 Tomoes, 2 and 1 Tomoes, he can use Amaterasu in Susanoo. With 2 Tomoes, he can use, with just his shotgun alone, he can use, with 2 Tomoes, he can use Tsukiyomi. With 3 Tomoes, boy, you dead. That's where you may not even be alive if he uses the mature 3 Tomoe Sharingan. But anyway, the 3rd Tomoe is I'm gonna say instant death. And with the 3rd Tomoe, with instant death, he uses with the first Tomoe, I said he unlocks Susanoo, but when he gets the 3rd Tomoe, well, he has the 3rd Tomoe. It's not when he get it; it's when he uses it. It's more like when he uses it. The third Tomoe, he summons the Hagoromo's, no, Madara's perfect Susanoo. And with the Mangekyo, his Mangekyo abilities, Naruto's Mangekyo abilities are Holy Flame, Amaterasu, of course Susanoo, still the perfect Susanoo, but a lot more stronger and a lot more tighter. And then it's Indra's Susanoo. And then I said Holy Flame Amaterasu, Susanoo, Indra's Susanoo, and I guess I could say instant death again. Nightmare, no. Wrath of the Universal Supreme Lord. With that ability in his Sharingan, that causes your soul to be extracted from your body and your powers to be added to his power. So, that's his three main MS abilities. Let's talk about his EMS abilities. Just times everything I just said for his Sharingan and his Mangekyo to infinity. It's infinity times more worse. And for his fourth EMS ability, he's gonna have something called Stargaze Universal Twilight, where he can, with that ability activated, Ultimate Tsukiyomi. Yeah, Ultimate Tsukiyomi. With that ability activated, he takes the ability of Anos's Demonized, and he can kill you, snap his fingers, and bring you back to life, and kill you again, repeat the same cycle. But he can do that without the eyes, but yeah, that move is 10 times, 100, no, decillions of times, undecillion amount times more worse than him fucking doing it with his dojutsus off. Then his fifth ability is he can use heat vision. Twilight, Sun, Stargaze, Twilight, heat vision. That's his fifth ability. He can use heat vision with his regular eyes too, but it's more deadly if he uses his EMS. And just for the sake of arguing, it's Starlight, Rinnegan, Stargaze, Rinnegan is a undecillion times more worse than him using his EMS. And anything above the Rinnegan is many more times worse than him using the Rene Sharingan, Starlight, Omega, Omnis, Rene, Stargaze, Rinnegan, Sharingan, Rene, Stargaze, Omni, Omega, Rinnegan. Anything above that is 10 times. You gonna wish for death. You gonna wish for him to kill you off like that. I can't tell you how bad that shit is gonna be. And he has all the evolutions to the Rinnegan and his Stargaze, Rinnegan and shit. So, yup. It's just up to Naruto. But back to the story, though. Naruto and his siblings' birth. Okay, let's go. Let's get into it. They realize he got the Stargaze, Omni, Omega, Rinnegan, and the Stargaze, Rennie, Tensegun. And they can't sense his power because he's a god. He's reincarnations of god-like beings and omnipotent like beings. So there you go. His power can't be sensed. By now his chakra and his ki has merged together. So his chakra is like his ki. So he can do jutsus and he can shoot ki blasts. But he prefers to use the ki. And by now he has trained with a 13-tailed phoenix called Reaper. So he got RKCM, RC, and RCM, which is the Phoenix's version of KCM, and hit Naruto's RCM can go up to infinity. Right now, he mastered all the way up to 6. You don't want him to reach infinity, because technically, his beast inside of him was made by the creator gods and the destroyer gods. So it's half creation and half destruction and half demonic. But it's a good bird, though. He's born. What they do? His siblings are born. They can't tell how strong Naruto is because they don't got godlike chakra or godlike ki, so they can't tell how strong Naruto is. And yes, he came out looking like Vegito and Gogeta fused. Yes, he has to tell. No, as a matter of fact, they can kind of sense his power. Because remember, in his mindscape, he's 20. So, he flexed a little bit. He flexed a little bit. His power is so dense that when he was born, let's just say, his power is massively big. So, he cannot be sensed by an enemy or mortal. Because, think about it. He's the reincarnations of damn near gods. Or gods. So, you can't sense his chakra levels. You can't sense his ki levels. But, he leaked out some of his ki when he came out of his mama's womb. So, when Kushina was pushing Naruto out, they felt Naruto's power, and they all took a knee, and Kushina started breathing real heavily, to represent how strong Naruto is. And while the Narutos have to be free to tell them so no. So, yeah, as soon as Naruto was born, the moon turned red. 2 moons came into the Earth's orbit. 5. Yeah, 5 moons. One from the 5th dimension came. All of them turned red, though, when Naruto was born. Every Kage level shinobi saw this and said, this is an omen for war. Nothing happened, though. It's gonna happen again, but this is not the only time that's gonna happen. But the moons turn red. The Kages of each village thinks it's an omen of war, and they kind of get ready for war, but nothing is gonna happen. That's just Naruto being Naruto, powering up. But yeah, letting some of his energy leak out. So yeah, there we go. Then I'm gonna say Orochimaru runs in to see Naruto come out of Kushina's pussy. I mean, my bad, vagina. Have Orochimaru run in the room because he sensed a massive power chakra signature or power level coming out in the room. Jiraiya is gonna be a numbskull. He doesn't feel the power. He's acting like he doesn't feel the power. I'm gonna make it where Jiraiya is a dum dum. So he's not really focusing on what's going on in the room and shit. So Jiraiya stays outside while Orochimaru runs inside to see Naruto being born, and he's like, that child is strong as shit, like, and he's just a baby and shit. I'ma just make it where Orochimaru can only, for some reason, he was blessed to be able to sense God like Ki. So everybody just taking a knee and sweating heavily because of Naruto's massive power level. So yeah, Orochimaru comes in the room to see the nurses, everybody on their knees, and Orochimaru is like, that child is gonna be legendary. He basically makes it known that Naruto is gonna be the legendary one of these throughout the years. Naruto, Minato, Kushina, Yellow Flash, and Red Death of the Leaf. Your son will be legendary. Cause and the snake, the boss snake, shows up in a baby like form, a small form, and say that child is gonna be legendary. The snake and Kushina and Minato is gonna look at the snake like, you may be right. Be reminded, they is taking it with a grain of salt. So until every summon shows up to confirm what the snake just said, is like, they don't hate Naruto. Don't get me wrong, they love Naruto and like Naruto. So Shizune, Tsunade, Kushina, and Minato is gonna be like, yeah, right, Orochimaru. That will be seen or whatnot. Yeah. Even the snake is gonna be like, y'all gonna believe us. As soon as then a ripple shows up, and that's Toby. Toby comes through the ripple, do what he does in canon, kidnaps Naruto. Naruto freezes time, and just be like, nigga, put me down. Like, he look at Obito like, put me down before I obliterate you out of your life, out of this realm. Be reminded, he got the characteristics of everybody that he is reincarnated as. And Hagoromo and Hamura are mad at how the humans use Hagoromo's gift. So to start out wars and by locking up his children and human beings to be Jinchuriki, so he's pissed off. So Hagoromo is now with the peace and love in this relative, so he's pissed off about that. So, yeah, here we go. Damn, I don't want to kill that Kushina. Let's just say, because I kind of want Kurama's soul to be inside of Naruto, so let's just say, instead of making Kurama's chakra signature 100%, we're gonna make it into infinite amount. Well, there's no number, so yeah. You can split infinity in half and still have infinity, so yeah. So he has infinite amount of chakra. Since he's the strongest Telby. All Telby's got infinite amount of chakra, but Kurama is the strongest. I'm not getting into how that sounds kind of crazy, but just roll with it. Kurama and Undertale beasts have infinite chakra, but Kurama's infinite chakra pool is a lot more denser than theirs. So yeah, so you can split infinity in a multitude of ways. But back to the story. He freezes time like nigga drop me. Woody woo. Shoot a bit bang from his baby hands. Unfreezes time. He falls into Minato's arms. And shit. And Minato takes him to the other 3 children with Kushina and the nurses. And he fly around Asians, the nurses, Suzune with Kushina and their children with them back to the house to watch over them. Woody woo. The Naruto got freed, obviously. I'm skipping that part. It got freed temporarily. Toby, or the alias he go by Madara Uchiha. Toby or Madara Uchiha fights against Minato or whatnot, and he summons the non-self fights in the village, and then right when he does that, he controls the non-self fights. Remember, he controls the non-self fights, but the non-self fights it is not going to destroy no part of the leaf. So, because Hagoromo and Hamura like kind of fits it where all the tail beasts could not be controlled by the Sharingan. They can act like they control, but they ain't really controlled, so manipulated to do nothing. So yeah, he let's just say Toby thinks Madara thinks that the Nine-Tails is under his control. So he tells the Nine-Tail Fox to destroy shit. And then whatnot. And he gets off of Kurama's head because of Minato trying to beat his ass for interrupting that loving moment that any father should have with his firstborn children's triplets. Yeah, he gets mad. Woody woo. Same shit happens in canon with that fight. Since the fox is about to be willingly sealed inside of Naruto, where the soul yeah. But before the Nine-Tailed Fox, like a couple minutes before the Nine-Tailed Fox appears, the Naruto's reincarnations, apparitions, spirit, ki chakra apparitions, ki apparitions, in general shows up. They tell Hagoromo and Hamura, Ina and Ashura, they know who Tobirama and Hashirama is, and Madara and Superman, The Darkest Night, Emperor Joker, Vegito fused with Gogeta, Grand Priest, Omni King, Jiren, Anos, Ainz Algon, Momoshiki fused, Kid Buu, Frieza, Darkseid, Brody, I said Doomsday, Brody, Hulk, Doomsday, Darkseid, Brody, Hulk, all of the guys from Marvel and DC Comics, all the Destroyer guys and the guys from Dragon Ball, and my creative person, Crimson Omega shows up, tells them Naruto is a child of prophecy. Everybody says this child. All the clan heads is present. Even the gate guards are present, but they wearing their Ambu gear. Even Itachi is all the clan heads. They the Hokage, who is they freeze they kind of freeze time, and Frieza like go get round up everybody because we only saying this shit once, and my friends over here, even Kid Boo can talk. He says, and Frieza says, we only gonna say this once, so get everybody here. Like, hold up. Vegito fused with Gogeta. Oh, that would make him too damn over. All his reincarnation says, all of them say, technically, get everybody, make sure everybody's present, because we are only going to repeat this once, not twice. But go get everybody. So technically, it's like a council meeting being called while the Nine Tails is being sealed inside of the 4 children of the Yellow Flash and Minato. But before then, let's just say, I don't know, for Jiraiya, I don't know what Jiraiya is doing. Shit, he's somewhere doing some shit. I don't know. But Jiraiya is not present to hear this, so all the boss summons show up between the legendary 3 summonings, then the mythical summonings, and then the legendary mythical summonings. And there are all of them show up. The legendary mythical summons, all of them show up. Them summons being Arceus from Pokemon, Exodia from Yu-Gi-Oh, Scyther the Sky Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh, Obelisk the Tormentor from Yu-Gi-Oh, Rendragon the Ra from Yu-Gi-Oh, Shenron from Dragon Ball, Itnil from Fairy Tail, Agnologia from Fairy Tail, and Vice Logia. The light and the shadow dragon, the sky dragon from Fairy Tail, the fire god dragon, Itniel's son shows up, and hold on a sec. I said Shenron, Arceus, the 3 Egyptian god cards, technically, Ra, Scyther, Ra, Obelisk the Tormentor, Itniel, his son, the Sky Dragon, the Shadow Dragon, the Light Dragon, the Iron Dragon from Fairy Tail. All the Dragon Slayer's dragons show up along with the other people, technically. And then some God Dragon Slayers show up too, so yeah. So yeah. and they all the summons verify that Naruto is a child of prophecy, and they put their Naruto flies out, sign the contract, and it gets sealed in his arm, and everybody agrees not to fucking fuck with Naruto, cause it's gonna take his reincarnations off real heavy, and they don't want that problem. So, yeah. Technically, they born the nine-tailed fox. They don't use a Reaper Death Seal, because damn it, Naruto is a Shinigami his own self, so the Shinigami would be like, nah, not finna seal shit into that one. So they use another sealing method to seal the soul inside of Naruto. Well, half of the infinite chakra goes to Mima, Too, and Naruto. Naruto, Mima, Too. So, yeah. Let's fast forward. Naruto is what? And his siblings is like what? Two. Naruto is 2, right? Yeah, 2. He asks his father for like a spirit training room or whatnot. And a hyperbolic time chamber. He creates a hyperbolic time chamber at the age of 2, yeah. And he starts training. By himself, always. Well, not really by himself. He uses shadow clones. He trains with shadow clones. He already unlocked his chakra and he knows how to use it. So, in secret, he be training and shit. So he's strong as hell. He's already strong as hell. He's just making himself more strong as hell. So yeah, he trains up on all his abilities to the age of 3. Then one day when he was 3 years old, his siblings, they want to train, but they don't know how to unlock their chakra. But Naruto, being the nice big brother he is going to show them a better alternative to chakra, which is ki. So one summer day, they are all, his siblings and him, they are all in the hyperbolic time chamber room meditating. And there's no time limit on how long you can be in this room. So it's 1 eon for every second that passes in the real world. 1 second, every 1 second that passes in the real world is an eon inside of there. So you can spend 42 hours straight training and come out strong as hell. So yeah, there we go. He trains his brother and sister. They unlock their ki. Then he goes and pushes it further. He also shows them a way that they can unlock their chakra too. He shows them how to unlock their ki and chakra at the same time. So yeah, they unlock their chakra at the age of 3. Yeah, 3. Naruto is training all of his siblings or whatnot and shit. They can touch him. But yeah, this is before Jiraiya comes and fuck up Mima and Mitsu's head and making them believe that they stronger than Naruto. Because Naruto never goes all the way out in his training against them. So they don't know how strong he is. So technically, and the hyperbolic time chamber seals them off. It's like the hyperbolic time chamber in Dragon Ball, but instead of there being like a time limit on the chamber for the door to disappear, the door does not ever disappear. It stays there. Because they don't got the Dragon Balls. They can't reach them out of that dimension. But then again, space-time jutsu, Naruto has that, the Rinnegan, but still, the door is not going to disappear. They ain't going to be stuck in their own hyperbolic time chamber dimension. So they spend like 3 to 4 hours training with Naruto every single day. But one day, on their way back home from out back in from training, their parents was like Minato. Oh yeah, Kushina's mother is Tsunade, by the way, and Tsunade is gonna be a full Senju mixed with Uzumaki. Her mother was a full Senju. Well, her dad was half Senju and Uzumaki. So there you go. She's full Senju. And full Senju, 1.5, a whole Senju. She's a whole Senju with half, while being half of Uzumaki. There you go. And she's Kushina's mama. There you go. Yeah. They got back into the house all sweaty, and they was like, what y'all been up to? Nothing, mom and dad, just playing. They're like, okay. Jiraiya shows up, and this is gonna happen. He's gonna give them the prophecy at the age of 3. So yeah, he comes in, he reverse summons himself to Minato's house from Mount Boku and tells Minato the prophecy. And even everybody, like even Orochimaru is there to hear this. The Great Toad says, the Great Toad Elder Tsunade is also going to get the same call. She already knows. She was present. Orochimaru is going to get told the same thing by the snake. And the Elder Toad is going to leave out the fact, for some reason, the Elder Toad is going to think Jiraiya is going to know it's Naruto. So he's not going to explain what the kid looked like. So yeah. All the summons from the legendary 3 signings get told the prophecy and who the prophecy child really is, because Orochimaru and Tsunade was there when Naruto was born, so they already know. But Orochimaru is going to tell the snake, the boss snake, and the boss slug is going to just be like, make sure you train that child. Make sure you train that child. Whatever Jiraiya have y'all do, make sure y'all find a way y'all can go train Naruto at all times. Even though I'm pretty sure he doesn't need it, because the nigga is powerful as is. But yeah. That happens. They all reverse summons back at Minato's house. Boom. That happens. And Jiraiya says to Minato, no, Minato gets caught by the Elder Toad before before Jiraiya does. The Toad just elaborate who the child of prophecy is and shit. And he's about to tell Jiraiya. And hopefully Jiraiya can catch on to it and not be dumb and think it's the other 3 kids. But knowing Jiraiya, he's going to think it's the other 3 kids. That's because of the plot. The plot of the story is gonna. But anyways, I'm dragging off. I'm babbling at the moment. But back to the story. Jiraiya gets to Minato's house with the other 2 signings, Minato and Kushina and all of that. And he says to Minato, Kushina, Orochimaru, Tsunade, and Shizune, and in front of the kids, that the Elder Toad gave him a prophecy. And Jiraiya says, the Elder Toad says there will be a child born, and he's the reincarnation of strong beings from other dimensions and universes, and he will have great power and great massive power enough to destroy or save the world, or destroy it, or create a whole new world. And I believe the child of prophecy is Mima Naruto, and Naruto Mema, and Me Too. Mema. Naruto, Mema, Me Too. And they like, okay, Orochimaru is like, oh yeah. In his head, Orochimaru is thinking like, oh yeah. As a matter of fact, the Obito called Minato, they all had a conjoint meeting in the world of the original, the summons world, where the summons was born at originally. So the 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 Mount, I'm gonna call it Mount of the Summons or some shit. The Mount of the Summons. I'm gonna call it that. Okay, they get called to the Mount of the Summons. Just Orochimaru, Tsunade, and Minato, and Kushina. They reverse summons them to the place where the summons were originally born at, and the boss summons for the legendary 3 signings is there. The legendary the mythical summons are there, and the legendary mythical summons are there. Just to elaborate what they was already told on Naruto's birth, the day Naruto was born. So they're like, bet. Okay, we make sure we train him or find a way, because I know Jiraiya is going. Elder told you gonna tell Jiraiya about the prophecy, and he's gonna probably think it's my other 3 kids. Minato and Kushina is gonna say, "Great, Elder told you gonna probably tell this prophecy to Jiraiya, and when the day comes when you ask him to bring you the child of prophecy, he's gonna bring you my other 3 kids and not Naruto." Because in your head, you thinking Naruto is gonna show up and shit. So yeah. And shit. So yeah. They all reverse summon back to Minato's house a day before Jiraiya gets the message. And then on the day when Jiraiya gets the message, he comes back to Minato's house and says, "Hey Minato, the chief told elder just gave me a prophecy saying that a child of prophecy will be born in this generation to the red death and the yellow leaf of the flash. The yellow flash of the leaf." I said it backwards. The elder told's prophecy said the prophecy child will be born in this generation that will be born in this generation to minute the yellow flash and the yellow death of the, I was about to say death of the leaf. And I believe the child of prophecy is Naruto, Mema, and Me Too. Before the children are hearing this, Naruto, inside of Naruto's mindscape, let me tell you who are getting mad. Dark Side, Doomsday, the gods being Hagoromo, Hamura, Ina, and Ashura, because Ina and Ashura started this hate cycle. But I want to say the cycle of hatred is over, but Nah, I'm gonna keep that sacred of hatred, and I'm gonna just say Hashirama just chose Madara to be the second Hokage over his brother. Let's just put it like that, cause yeah. But anyways, his reincarnations is in his head getting mad. That being Toby Run. On the guy's side, that's Crimson Omega. The guys from DC and Marvel Comics. The Oso Susuki, Momoshiki. No, yeah. Oso Susuki, Momoshiki. I said Hagoromo and Hamura having that. The guys that's outside Crimson Omega, the guys from DC and Marvel, the Destroyer guys, Hagoromo and Hagoromo and Hamura, and Crimson Omega. Yeah, Crimson Omega. I'm gonna say godlike beings. Momo Shiki. The angels. Momo Shiki. The angels. Emperor Joker. And Batman. The darkest night. The darkest night. On the human side, mortal side is Kid Buu. I could say dark side because he's a new god. So yeah, dark side is also getting pissed. So on the mortal end is Frieza. Oh yeah, godlike beings. So that would be Goku, Gogeta, and Vegeta fused because they at that point of their death, somehow, some way they died. So since Vegeta is the god of destruction and Goku is the god, the angel of his universe. So yeah, he's that. Yeah, they are Big Boy mad. Like everybody on the god side is mad. Everybody on the mortal side is kind of pissed, but not pissed off to destroy stuff. Yeah, Hanzal, Gun, and Anos. Okay, these are the god or demon beings that are upset. It's the gods of destruction from Dragon Ball, the angels, the Grand Priest, the Omni King, the gods from DC and Marvel, and Momoshiki, Hagoromo, Hamura, Inner and Ashura, Ainz and Anos, and Rimuru. Yeah, and Rimuru. They are all mad. But not Big Boy mad. Not yet. So, yeah, whatever. They kind of like, yeah, mad, but in Naruto's head, oh yeah, they already merged with him, but they spirit staying with him. But they know he know not what he's speaking of. So they kind of let Jiraiya slide with that comment, but still, they kind of mad inside of Naruto. As a matter of fact, Naruto grows an invisible tick mark and starts kind of, well, Jiraiya says he thinks the child of prophecy is indeed Naruto, Mima, and Mito because they got the nine-tailed fox chakra in them. In the nine-tails is known to be the only person that can stop the nine-tailed fox or kill the nine-tailed fox is the person who created it, which is the sage of his past, who created all the tail beasts, which is the sage of his path. No human can destroy it. And he says that it's Jiraiya's like, I know it's Mima, Naruto, Mito, Mima, and Mito as a child of prophecy. And they say, what about Naruto? He's too weak, and Naruto grow. This makes everybody grow an invisible tick mark. Not just the reincarnations inside of Naruto, but everybody in the house kind of gets upset. Naruto kind of flares up his chakra a little bit. And be like, little peasant. He like, you little peasant. Little monkey. Little fucking monkey. You hear this monkey. The Frieza personality is taking over him. Listen here, he powers up in his glory. Naruto powers up in all his Vegito glory. And says this, you hear this fucking monkey? How dare you say that in my presence? And his power is crushing everything. But his siblings is like, okay, brother, calm down. You need to chill. Like Naruto, since Naruto and Naruto like was born 1 second from each other, like she grabs Naruto's arm and like look at him like, calm down. I know this is pissing you off, but calm down. You don't want to have to clean up a dead body, old sister. The way I'm feeling, it won't be no body left. He's gonna be ashes in the wind. But Naruto comes down, kind of tones down his power a little bit. Jiraiya is still oblivious, cause he gets scared a little bit. He gets scared and he get a bad pit in his stomach, but whatever. He then he tells Minato that they need to make sure they train Minato and Naruto to protect the world or whatnot, and leave Naruto there in the Leaf Village. And all three Saiyans have to be present in this training. But Tsunade and Orochimaru is like, I'm not about to choose them over train. Like, either we take Naruto with us or we not going, Jiraiya. Until Naruto steps in and be like, it's fine, Orochimaru and Granny Tsunade. Granny Tsunade, it's fine. It's cool. Y'all can go train them. You can train them with Jiraiya. Even this is before Mima and Me Too gets brainwashed by Jiraiya though. So yeah, how long have I been? But yeah, Naruto gets stronger. But before they leave, Naruto turns the Hyperbolic Time Chamber into a capsule, gives one to Mima, Me Too, and Naruto. But before the Mima and Me Too, I always did up to Naruto before leaving with on they 3 11-year times training trip before they leave for their 11-year training trip. But yeah, they was always loving and caring towards Naruto. They even got mad. They know how strong Naruto is, and he be holding back. They felt disrespect. Jiraiya? When Jiraiya said, oh, just leave Naruto here and all of that, Naruto re-flared up his chakra and be like, what you mean leave me here? Leave me here? His eyes activated in his... God, when his eyes activate, since he kind of don't use the regular Rinne Sharingan. In the Rinne gun, he uses the Star Gaze Omega, Omni Omega Rinne Sharingan, and the Omega Star Gaze Omni Omega Tensei gun. When he flares up his power, it's instantly like goes to most high, but it goes to straight to God level. Even without his eyes being activated, it goes up to God level. But like in his mind, he's already to the point where he want to prove to Jiraiya that he's the child of prophecy. So he powers up, not completely showing off his full power, but like I want to say half of a 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 half of his power, because he's like decillions upon decillions upon decillions, undecillions upon decillions and undecillions upon eons upon centuries, years of power. Stronger than Jiraiya is. So half of that, half of a half of a half of a half of that kind of power. So Jiraiya is sweating, technically. Then Tsunade and Orochimaru and Kushina and Minato is like, Naruto, calm the fuck down. You making the poor man sweat to death. And he said, okay, Dad, Mom. But we are sorry we do. We. Okay. Okay. We do have to train your brother and sister, but not to protect the world. We have to train them so they can be strong. And Naruto be like, what you think I've been doing this whole entire time? He powers down and then says, oh yeah, I need to train them, huh? That's so funny, Naruto. You need to train my siblings, huh? Oh, by the way, I'm gonna just say, remember Naruto, Mema, and me too. Yeah, Naruto, Mema, and me too. They are all on like low Jonin, high Jonin, low Kage level. And Taijutsu, Ninjutsu, all of that. Because Naruto is the reincarnation of the sage that sits past Hagurama, Hamura, and Hashirama, Madara, and Inuyasha. So he taught them high ranking jutsus already, like the Rasengan, the planetary Rasengan, the planetary Chidori, all of that. They got 4 chakra natures. And by training with Naruto, they damn near unlocked all 5 chakra natures in 3 seconds with training with Naruto. So he like, y'all gonna train them? I highly doubt it's things that you can show them that I haven't already showed them, but okay. No, he's gonna put Minato and Kushina and Orochimaru and them to the side. Okay, Jiraiya. They like, okay, Jiraiya, whatever. We gotta get started tomorrow. I'm gonna be leaving, and Naruto, you can stay in the house. Woody, 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 woo. And Naruto said, okay, Jiraiya, Godfather, Jiraiya, whatnot. And Kushina and Minato is gonna be like, you had a smile on your face when Jiraiya said we gonna go train your siblings. You wanna know why I had that smile? Guess who been training them up into now? Ever since they were 1. Guess who been training them? Since we became the age to walk and talk. Guess who been training them? In the hyperbolic time chamber room that I created. They know how to fucking walk on water and trees by now. I showed them that. Because the hyperbolic time chamber have a setting where you can turn it into a lake, a forest, volcano, and all of that. So, I made the hyperbolic time chamber into like a little forest area and shit. And I taught them how to walk on water and walk on the trees, and they did that exercise, and then we trained in Taijutsu and Ninjutsu, the clone jutsu, and I even showed them they can access. I got the soul of Kurama right. The 9 Tails right. Oh, by the way, the 9 Tails name is Kurama. But yeah, I got the soul of Kurama right. Yeah. So they got the infinite amounts of chakra that Kurama had right. Yeah. I've been showing them how to access that power all the way through. So they got KCM, Kurama Chakra Mode 1, but they can't access. They can access too, but it's only for 30 minutes. Depending, it's 30 minutes because they young in the real world. But in the hyperbolic time chamber, it's unlimited because the hyperbolic time chamber goes on your spirit and your soul. So it's 1 year, 1 second, and there's like an eon worth of training. So they like the same age as me, spiritually. So they have their mouths dropped like, oh, y'all can't probably show them nothing. They probably gonna be laying Jiraiya's ass out every time they spar, but whatever. I trained them, by the way. Really? Mm-hmm. Have fun training my siblings, but I'm gonna make sure I train them before y'all go. When y'all thinking y'all about to go on this training trip, Jiraiya says as soon as Friday or next week. Okay. Okay, so I got a whole week to do a whole year's eons worth of training with my siblings. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, Naruto. Minato is gonna be like Minato is gonna be like, hey Naruto, do you mind training me, Orochimaru, and your mother, and Tsunade and Shizune? Sure. Go get my siblings too, cause we better have a little family training session. Why not go get Kakashi too, and either Anbu, and even Lord Fourth. Even though they call him the god of the shinobis, he's about to be known as the god of this world. I'm gonna turn back the hands of time and make him at least 19 and make him immortal. Okay. Everybody shows up within an hour. Everybody shows up to the front line of Naruto, and he makes the hyperbolic time chamber room a little bit, like a whole lot bigger and shit. So everybody's training. Naruto flips back the hands of time and make Hiruzen a young man again, 19 years old to be exact. And he tells Hiruzen to bring his wife too, and she gets immortality and to be 19 years old again. Asuma turns back to 19 years old again. No, Asuma. No, all Naruto does is flip back the hands of time and turn Hiruzen back into his prime. So he do the same thing to his wife and makes every Anbu that's in their prime stay in their prime forever and make them immortal. And everybody is immortal in training and shit. Kind of sort of make them have a longer lifespan, not make them immortal, because eventually they gonna want to die. So give them a longer time to live and they won't be able to die easy. So yeah, there we go. Whatever, then they train up to the family training trip, 11-year training. That 11 years worth of training for Mima and Me Too starts with Naruto training them. So yeah. And Naruto shows them new tricks and new trades. So everybody within that next week before, like the next, Minato said in the next 2 weeks, and not next week but the week after next. So by the time they go on a training trip, Minato and Kushina, Orochimaru, Suzune, and Tsunade are on at least like. Everybody is at least on high Kage level, mid Biju level, because of the training. And Naruto's training regimen is like fucking Goku and Vegeta's training regimen when they were alive. So, yeah. They woke up and they ate, but they was training as much as they eat. So they are strong as hell. And Jiraiya shows them like, okay, let's fast forward to the training trip. When you're training 11 Naruto. Yeah, let's go there. Hold on. Yeah, let's go on there. Remember and me too. They got to a little. I want to say a little resort with Jiraiya and shit. And they begin. Remember Naruto, Remember and shit. Remember, remember. Narco Member and Me Too starts they training with Jiraiya or whatnot. And they were told by Minato, Kushina, and Tsunade, and Shizune, and Orochimaru not to use their full power against Jiraiya. In other words, play like you weak. In other words, play like you fucking weak. So he can show you some shit that you already know. So, yeah, that happened. Then for many years they oh no. Alright. For many years, remember Naruto Me Too started training with Jiraiya, but day by day they kind of bit by bit showed Jiraiya how strong they really were. Kind of showing how strong they really were. Then the day came where they learned the Rasengan. They got that shit down. But let's go to Naruto's point of view. They left when they was like 3, 4. It's been like, I'ma say just say they were 4. So in the next 3 years, in the Leaf Village, in Naruto's point of view, Naruto was bored out of his mind. He was going to the academy. He started the academy. The thing about Naruto is the clan heads knew him and all of that, but let me get it started. He started in the academy when he was already in the academy at the age of 3. So it takes 3 years for them to pass. So 3, 6. He failed the Ganin test 3 times in 3 years from the age of 3. So 4, 5, 6. Yeah, at the age of 6, he failed the graduation test. He had to start the academy. He could have passed it, but he chose to fail it. So he failed a grand total of 3, 4 times until his class looked like the one in canon. Okay, he took it twice. So he's 6. 3 years from 6 is what, 9. He took it again when he was 9. Then failed. He takes it again at the age of 9. Passes it. But he tells Aruka to he's a shinobi, but he gets placed on hold. So for a team. So he's not gonna have a team until his 11 years into his siblings and family get back from their training trip. So yeah, he put on hold. The Hokage, the 4th Hokage, has been sending letters to Minato and them about Naruto, and yeah, but that's 9 years old. Yeah, Oh yeah, by the way, he has been doing missions, S rank, all rank missions, while he was in the academy. Since the age of what? He been in the academy since 3 years old, so around about, I want to say 6 years old. The Hokage already knows. Danzo and the Hokage already put him in the um, Black Ops, both the root and the regular one. But the Hokage gets to have Naruto, gets to assign Naruto all his missions and shit. And the Uchiha Massacre, don't worry about who killing the Uchihas, because that shit is not gonna happen. It's stupid for that to happen in the first place, but it's not gonna happen. Because, first, the reason why the Uchiha Massacre is not gonna happen is because Kurama could break out of Obito's Mangekyo effects. So, the effect that we're controlling the Naruto's. But yeah, Uchiha Massacre does not happen. But Naruto has been going on S rank missions, double S rank missions, Z rank missions, up to him turning 10. Yeah, 10. I want to say 10. Up to him turning 10. Because they ran out of S rank, double S rank, and triple S rank, mega S rank, and Z rank missions. Because Naruto does do them so much, so the Elite Village is rich as fuck. So, and he be doing D rank, C ranks, and A ranks, and B ranks too. So, he kind of drained the Elite Village dry at the age of 10. He became a captain over the whole Ambu with another captain that's over the whole Ambu. When I say the whole Ambu, I mean the root and the foundation, aka the root, and the regular Ambu. So Naruto is that powerful. He took on the former 2 captains and whooped them within a second. So, yeah. That happens. Then, at the age of 10, since he don't graduated the academy at the age of 9, let's do a little, because he could not do that while he was in school. So, he gets called to the summons world, the summons world, and they show him, he signed the contract, he reverse summons himself to the origins, the birthplace of all the summons, and he meets the legendary 11 mythical summons. They train him, and you know who those people are, those summons are. They train him, and all the summons train Naruto, and then he learns Sage Mode and whatnot, and he got Reaper's CM, Reaper Chakra Mode, and the summons show him how to utilize the Phoenix inside of him. So he goes to KCM, well, RCM 10, like 5, 10. I'm gonna say 10, cause Infinity, once he reached the full power of his KCM mode, that's just like yeah, that's instant death. The death age, that KCM mode will be like instant death. So yeah, that happens. He masters Sage mode within like 20 minutes. then he then what I want to make him do. Then he returns home to the Hokage. Be reminded he does this all when he was 10 years old. So yeah, he returns home after a couple months of training. Now he's 10. Now he's about to turn 11. And then he goes on some more S-rank missions. And the third Hokage, the fourth Hokage, Hiruzen side of Toby, sends them letters on Naruto still. And by the first two letters that he sent them he was already in the bingo book, and they know about it. Naruto is building a name for himself. And then Kushina and Minato is happy that their son is the best shinobi in the village or whatnot. But they are missing him. Tsunade is missing her grandson. And Shizune is missing some Naruto. The boy, she kind of considers Naruto her little brother. And Naruto thinks of Shizune as his older sister, so she missed Naruto, and Naruto misses Shizune. But boom, boom, boom. Let's do a time skip to when they are 14. Graduation. Well, let's just say everybody in Cannon Pass, including Naruto, Mima, and me too, they passed. And Mima and me too is like, but we really... Oh yeah, let me go to when they enter the village. Minato's family pops up at the gate, and the gate guards is like, "Oh, welcome back, Lord Fifth, Minato Namikaze or whatnot. How was the trip? Good. The best." Naruto over this time has seen the bingo book and is proud of her big brother and wants to be like Naruto. So there you go. While Mima and me too don't got brainwashed completely and forgetting they place with Naruto. Forgetting completely how strong Naruto is. Because Jiraiya really didn't teach them nothing. It would have been better off if Naruto stayed teaching them. But over the time, Jiraiya's stupidity done rubbed off on Mima and Mito, and now they think they stronger than Naruto. So they take the academy exams, pass them. Instead of Naruto versus Sasuke, I'm gonna just make that sparring match a battle royale, because Sasuke is gonna be still the top of the class because Naruto is not there. I forgot I made Naruto graduate. No. No, Naruto will take part. No. He in the Umbu. No, he already passed too, so he is already a shinobi. Damn it. But Naruto is present there though. He gets word that his family is back in the village, and they fly around into the Hokage office. And Naruto and another Umbu captain, I'm gonna name him Dragon Phoenix. Yeah, Dragon Phoenix is beside on side Hiruzen's left, and Naruto is on his right. And Naruto's mask represents I want to say it's all over pink, but no, all over. It's like The skeleton is a skeleton. One side, the right side of his mask is skeletal with purple bones to represent purple, pink, silver, white, to represent Hagoromo and Anzagon. With a little red outline for the eye holes to represent the darkest night in Superman. On the left side is like red and black with an undercolor of red and blue to represent Superman. And on the left side of his mask is like pure white to represent purity. The universal supreme Lord. It's galaxy in universal color to represent the multiverse and Crimson Omega, the creator, the original creator of the universes. And his nickname in the field is like, I'm gonna make it easy. Ultimate Supreme Lord. Ultimate Sand God. Ultimate Supreme Sand Lord. Whatnot. And yeah, Ultimate Supreme Lord. The Ultimate Supreme Lord. Then, okay, they appear in the office. And Naruto goes up to, mind you, he's like 14. Yeah, he's 14 now. This is before the graduation test. He's 14. He runs up to go see Tsunade and Suzune and Tsunade, Kushina, Minato, and Shizune, and Orochimaru, and Naruto. No, Naruto, Minato, and Kushina, Suzune, Orochimaru, and Tsunade runs up to Naruto and go with her hugs him. Because they've been reading the letters that Lord Third been sending them. So they know who Naruto is in the field, the Ultimate Supreme Lord. And Jiraiya and Mima, they just don't know who he is. So they like, why are you hugging that man? You don't know him. Oh, how soon my two baby siblings has forgotten me. He kind of like moves through them to go to Mima and me too, and says, how soon have you forgotten me? Brothers and sisters, did you ever use the hop about a town chamber I gave to you in the capsule form? Brother. Mima and me too is like, yes, but our brother gave us that. Naruto removes his mask. Mima and me too goes up to hug their older brother. How was our training trip? My youngest siblings, my brother and my sister, how was your training trip? And Naruto is like, and Mima and Naruto and me too is like, it went well, big brother. And Mima and me too is like, we think we got stronger than you, huh? Got stronger than me. What's that supposed to mean? And Naruto and Mima and me too is like, what's that supposed to mean? We did get stronger than you. You think I wasn't training while y'all were gone? Even it's not like I do need to train. I'm strong for the sake of being fucking strong, but you really think I sat on my ass and not trained? I train almost every day, and you know how the hyper by the time training works at the house. Like, I got so strong that I have a new fucking max. Tell them Hokage about how many trees I destroyed in the fucking forest and got exhausted from doing so. I used my full power. I went full throttle on them trees. I disintegrated half of the forest. All of the forest of death. I legitimately made everything right in that forest when I powered up. Fully powered up. Like, y'all just see me. I be touring around with y'all when I be training y'all. I don't even be using my full power, because if I use my full power, y'all would surely enough have died in them training sessions. We got stronger than you, big brother. Oh, y'all, they remember Naruto. Remember Naruto didn't say nothing because Kushina kind of told her the truth about who Naruto really is. So it's no competition. One day when Naruto was tired of training with Jiraiya and me too, and Mima, Kushina told Naruto to come over here in Orochimaru, and so now they put up privacy seals and told Naruto who Naruto really was, and she was like, wow, my brother is that strong? Yup, that strong. Don't tell nobody this. Especially don't go tell Jiraiya this, because we want him to look foolish. It would be funny. So, back to the present time. Remember, me too is like, oh, we're stronger than you though. We're gonna show you that we can beat you in the Guinea sparring matches and shit. I already graduated the academy. I graduated like before seeing now like 5 years ago when I was 9. I've been out of the academy. You won't be fighting me. Yeah, I know I started the academy when I was 3 years old, right? I could have graduated when I was 6. Because, yeah, I know how advanced I am. I could have graduated the academy at 4 or 5. Yeah, I know and I understand how strong I am. But that's me holding back. I'm strong as hell and I hold back too, so that's because. But yeah, y'all really think y'all can beat me at full power? Y'all won't even survive if I use full power. Remember, me too is gonna be like, we can beat you now, Naruto. Oh, big brother, we can beat you, Naruto. Big brother Naruto, we can beat you. Naruto is gonna laugh out loud like, ha! And I bet y'all came in the gate saying y'all the child of prophecy. I know Naruto wouldn't say that because I got your personal letter, father. I know what you told Naruto. And now Naruto wants to be like her big brother. That happens in the gradual. Oh yeah, let me say he goes on another Z-rank mission before all of this takes place. Flashback. Naruto goes on another Z-rank mission, which is to make. He was the only person Hiruzen sent to help the Mei and her rebellion forces against Kagura in the Mist Village Civil War shit. So That happens. Naruto bodies everybody and erases Kagura off and seals in 3 tails. Now you got Izubu, uh, Reaper, and Kurama inside of Naruto. He got a wing beast, a 2-tail beast, and 1 wing beast. So yeah, there we go. Now back to the present. Naruto is a member, me too, a member. It's like, Naruto, we can beat you, we can beat you. Naruto says, huh, Jiraiya done taught y'all heads, talk, really talk y'all big up, made y'all heads very fucking big. Y'all know, when we were younger, 3 years old, y'all know I was not going full power on y'all, right? That doesn't make a difference. Yes, it does, because me at full power would have been the end of you. Remember, me too is like, so what? That's because we were kids and you was not really trying to hurt us. We know about your latent potential. But you know, child of prophecy, though. When they say, remember, Me Too says that last line of, you know, child of prophecy, though, that pisses off Naruto real smoothly. And this is where the Ainz Algon and the Uno's personality takes over and says, everybody's personality in Naruto's head takes over and says, what was that? I guess it's time for you to be erased from existence. He says this at like 30. I want to put him at 100 just to prove a point. 100% of his boundless energy, which is like really 90%. 100% of his full potential power is like, since it's infinite, I'm gonna say his 100% is like not even 50% of his half of his power. 50% is not even, that's just scratching. Remember, it's half of a half of a half of his power. He released a half of a half of a half of a of a half of a half of a half of a half of his power. So he's holding back on top of that. So everybody's technically kneeling in the office to Naruto. Well, remember, Me Too, because he's directing all the power, all the bloodlust and his killer intent onto Me Too, and they pass out. And Naruto is like, that's only 1% of my bloodlust. That's only me releasing 5%, 1 to 5% of my bloodlust onto them, and they passed out. Jiraiya, these are the so-called the child of prophecy. They can't handle 1% of my bloodlust, and that was a half of a half of a half. So multiple halves of my power of infinite, multiple infinity times a half to the infinite square percentage of my power, which means it's not even half of my power. Even that won't explain half of my power. And they on the floor gagging for air. And Kushina and Minato, Suzune, and Orochimaru is like Naruto, and Hiruzen is like Naruto. Okay, I'm gonna turn down a little bit. I'm turning all the way down now. They stand up. What just happened? Y'all just passed out for me releasing 1% of my bloodlust. So, yeah, I'm still kind of stronger than you. But have fun taking the Ganina exams. Can we spar after the Ganina exams, brother? Remember me too. Still, me. Even though they kind of brainwashed by Jiraiya, they have a little bit of respect for Naruto. So they asked Naruto, "Do he mind?" Naruto, remember me too. I asked Naruto, about doing training with him before the academy exams and shit. So they get back. They 14. They get back when they 14. And just let's say the graduation exams is 3 weeks from their birthday. 3 weeks after their birthday. So they got 2 weeks to train with Naruto. So yeah. The Hokage, Hiruzen, and Minato agreed to let the children participate in the Ganina exam except for Naruto because he already passed. But Naruto can be present. So Naruto trains Naruto, and me too, up to the week. I'm gonna say the test takes place on a Friday, so he trains them all week, all them 2 weeks up to the Friday of the test. So they train and they super strong. And then the Ganina exams happen. They remember me too, Naruto, Sasuke they pass with a 10 out of 10. And kunai throwing and ninjutsu practice and the substitution jutsu. Everybody gets their same scores they got in the canon. Everybody except for Naruto, because he already took the Genin test and passed it when he was 9, so he's not included in the bunch. So now let's go to the sparring matches. Aruka says this is gonna be a battle royale, and we have a special person that wants to be in this sparring match. Oh yeah, and the Hokage did report to the council on what Naruto did, and the council is like, okay, that boy is a good boy and he's protecting the village or whatnot. But continuing, a special opponent wants to fight, and he has already graduated